Hello everyone, my name is Brenna. I used to do this thing in high school where I would vlog. I would have like a Snapchat story called like Story Time with Brenna, and it seemed to be a hit. People probably made fun of me. I figured I'd bring this back, and I saw this baby microphone at Michael's the other day, and I was like, I've got to have that. But I needed to rationalize my purchase, and so I decided that I was going to start a podcast. I'm recently single. I used to be really good at being single. I was single for 17 years of my life until one day someone came along. He's gay now, so obviously things ended in a very weird manner. But yeah. So I'm newly single, and I'm really trying to figure out this whole dating culture thing. So I kind of just say things, and I just have no filter. Like, I'm a very odd individual, and I have no filter, and I'm scaring them away. On one hand, it's like, okay, you're scaring away, the ones who don't get it. And then the ones who get it, they stay around. That's what I used to think. Until most recently, I went on a date. I'm going to call him Moose Man. And I say that because that's his nickname between me and my friends. He told me his spirit animal was a moose, and so thus he became Moose Man. Moose Man and me went on a date. My lack of filter allowed him to pull down the veil and show me who he really was. He had told me that he was a porn bounty. For those of you who know what that is, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you. But for those of you who don't, apparently there's a website of sorts where, someone who is trying to find a video. Well, he was explaining this to me. He was pitching it to me, selling it to me like a salesperson. He proceeds to tell me that he would, read the description that this person had put online, describing a specific video, and he would find it, and these people would put a price tag on the video, let's say 50 to 100, maybe more, to find the video, and if you found it, then, you would get paid, right? So that was a red flag. My personal opinion, I think watching porn that often, it can't be good for your brain chemistry. It's the same way, someone at a morgue, right? Someone who works at a morgue, and they work with dead bodies all the time. And so, they see, a dead body on the side of the road for some odd reason, and they just, don't, they have no feelings about it because it's they see dead people every day. I don't know. You get what I'm saying, right? So he says that, and I was like, okay. In my head, I was already planning my escape. Date continues, so I'm sitting there oh, okay, asking questions, because I'm genuinely curious. I knew that I'd never speak to this man again, so I was just oh, I like to learn about new things, cool. He proceeds to tell me that I can't remember, he either wants to or already had an OnlyFans, right? But I just asked him out of curiosity, who is your target audience, right? So yeah, I asked him because I figured it would be gay men. And he was like, well, I sit and I read children's books while, pleasuring oneself. That screams, pedophilia. I don't know how much I would enjoy. I was trying to understand, right? I was trying to not judge him. Say my husband, things were getting, frisky, whatever. And he decided to do that and read me, Green Eggs and Ham, right? He's sitting next to me reading Green Eggs and Ham while pleasuring himself. That's fucking weird. I don't care if you gave me a ring and we have 20 kids and 2 dogs. Reading Green Eggs and Hams or Skippy John Jones to me while you're pleasuring yourself is always going to be weird. Now, granted, people are into weird shit, right? But I just feel bringing the innocence of children's books, that's kind of where I was okay, I need to get out of here. I'm saying all of this because this is one of my many encounters with individuals of the opposite sex where, I'm vibing with them at first as far as like, I'm blunt, they're blunt too, like just very outspoken. They can, deal with sarcasm, understand sarcasm. They're funny, and they all just end up being like very odd, like in that way. Like I'm pretty weird, right? I like to call it quirky because I think weird falls into the department of beating your meat and reading children's books. I just don't know how do I do this? Like, how do I be me and not attract the weirdos? Because I always thought like my problem was attracting those with trauma, and granted, he probably had trauma, and I think humor is used a lot to cope with trauma. But where do I find like the people who match energy that aren't like traumatized to the point of being borderline pedophilic? That's the real question. But yeah, I'm just not having the best of luck. So, I think that's it for my rant for today. Let me know if you want to hear more of these. Until next time,